going to tell you something, and I need you to believe me, no matter how ridiculous this might sound. There's a boxer named Conor Benn. I learned this in an interview that Sean O'Malley does when Sean O'Malley says, I don't know who Conor Benn is. I'm thinking, neither do I. And he got $15 million. Now, there is no reaction that is honest aside from being green with envy. Wow, $50 million. That's great. All right. How do we get there? And it's a very interesting play, right? So Zuffa's getting into boxing, and Zuffa said, we're going to sign everybody that comes available. Everybody that comes, we're going to start getting names. Until we start getting those names and they start becoming available, we're going to grab our own crew and we're going to bring them up. And we'll bring them up as slowly or as big as the market will bear. We'll fight them at the Apex. We'll go rent T-Mobile, right? It's one of these things. So Conor Benn comes up, and you have a very interesting situation there, which is Conor Benn is under contract with Eddie Hearn. Within that contract, Conor was in a situation where he could go out and negotiate, but Eddie Hearn had the right to match. Right to match is where, in that negotiation period, you go out and you accept a deal. In this case, it was with Zuffa. $15 million, boom, done, we have a deal. But once you have that deal, if Eddie comes in and matches it, there's no negotiation, he's instantly Eddie's. That is what a right to match in a quick and broad stroke would be. So if you're Zuffa, you're playing two different games. Do we want Conor Benn? Sure. Do we want to pay Conor Benn $15 million? Okay. We could. We can figure it out from there. Let's just say that this was your mindset. But knowing that Eddie has a right to match and knowing that Eddie is not likely to want to lose Conor Benn to Zuffa, we can come in with a number that we're probably not going to have to pay, but we could make our competitor part with his resources, right? It was very tactical. It was a very strategic move. Now, whether Zuffa wanted to land Conor or whether they were playing a little bit of a different game with Eddie Hearn, we'll never know. So, $15 million, though, creates instantly, to go back to that word, envy. It instantly creates that with, say, MMA fighters that are in a contract and going, hey, where's a $15 million payday? What would somebody else give him? If you wanted this person's services, whatever those services might be, he's going to factor his price into what can he get somewhere else. And that's just where things can get interesting, because that's one thing that Conor Benn had. He had an ability to get X amount that was similar to this and not quite as much somewhere else. So if you want him, here's what this is going to cost. And that principle, as simple as that might have sounded as I said it, is just one that isn't going to set in. It just doesn't sit in, it doesn't sink in, and it causes hard feelings and it causes heartache. And it's one of these deals, but they're drastically different scenarios. And I've seen it go the other way. I've seen promotions come in and I'm wishing them the best of luck, but I will hear some of their numbers. And, they'll come with a number. I'm going to pay this guy $5 million. You're going to pay him $5 million. How did you get to that number? Well, that's what he asked for. Okay. Did he have an offer somewhere else for $4 million? No. Okay. Well, what is the nearest offer? Let's just stay on this theme. Well, he didn't have an offer. Okay. So you came in with $5 million and he had to choose between $5 million or $0. These were his choices and we got to $5 million. Why isn't it $2 million? Why wasn't it $1 million? Why wasn't it $500,000? Right? Like, you start to ask yourself some of these questions, and I watch a number of promotions come in and I watch a number of promotions go. Well, they'll think, hey, I can cover the spread. And it's not always a question of, can I cover the spread? Can that athlete? Can this idea? And there's so many things that have to come to it, all the way down to what competition am I going to have on that night? I can tell you this on a very low level, but I am a promoter out here in Oregon. We put on an event. And it was our best event. It was our highest budget and our biggest talent. We brought in the big screens and we got the lights and we got the DJ and we got everything going our way. And it fell on the same day at the same time as Game 7 of the World Series. There's no way to plan for that. It's the best of 7. These guys could have been done 2 weeks ago. It turned out they went to Game 7, which kicked off at 7 p.m., the same time as we kicked off. It's one of those things. There's so many very difficult things to plan for. And If you get a situation like Conor Benn and you're wondering how he got $15 million, he didn't get $15 million just because Zuffa's throwing money around, and he didn't just get $15 million because Zuffa's being reckless. He got $15 million because somebody else was willing to give him $14 million. And you can like that concept, you can understand that concept or not.